He isn't just generous, he's aggressively thoughtful. If you mention a passing interest in passing, he will remember it 6 months later. I always loved this about him, but his tight-knit group of law school friends absolutely despised it. To them, I was just a temporary gold digger. The hostility officially started last fall during our group's annual cabin trip. We were doing a casual gift exchange. When I opened my box from him, I completely broke down. It was a fully restored 1970s film camera, the exact model my dad had lost in a flood when I was a kid. While I was wiping my eyes, the self-appointed leader of their friend group sneered from the couch. She loudly muttered that it must be nice having a guy who can just swipe a platinum card to fix my childhood trauma. My boyfriend squeezed my knee under the table, our silent signal to ignore her. But the poison was already in the water. Over the next few months, they made it their mission to freeze me out. His former study partner cornered him at a bar and told him he was wasting his money on a sugar baby. He actually offered to introduce my boyfriend to a female corporate lawyer who would actually respect him. My boyfriend just paid our tab and walked us out. But the whispers never stopped. Every dinner, every outing, they treated me like a parasite draining their golden boy. Then came the invitations for their massive Friendsgiving luxury exchange. This year, the group leader had added a brand new, bolded rule to the email. Couples are strictly banned from drawing each other's names. I texted another couple in the group. They hadn't received that rule. It was targeted entirely at us. I was furious, but my boyfriend just smirked. He told me he already had her name, and he had a plan. The night of the party, I stood in our driveway and watched him load 2 identical, silver-wrapped boxes into the trunk of his car. The only difference was a tiny blue dot on the bottom of one box. When I asked what the second box was for, he just smiled and called it an insurance policy. We arrived at the host's massive apartment. My boyfriend placed the unmarked silver box on the dining room table, and we grabbed drinks. 30 minutes in, the group leader walked right up to me. She looked my outfit up and down and loudly asked if my dress was bought with my weekly allowance. Half the room snickered. My boyfriend didn't yell. He didn't even react. He just calmly set his drink down, walked out the front door, and went to his car. When he came back 2 minutes later, he casually bypassed the dining table and swapped the silver boxes so smoothly that nobody but me noticed. An hour later, the gift exchange began. She looked my outfit up and down and loudly asked if my dress was bought with my weekly allowance. Half the room snickered. My boyfriend didn't yell. He didn't even react. He just calmly set his drink down, walked out the front door, and went to his car. When he came back 2 minutes later, he casually bypassed the dining table and swapped the silver boxes so smoothly that nobody but me noticed. An hour later, the gift exchange began, loudly mocking my boyfriend for finally showing his true colors when he didn't have to perform for his trophy. My boyfriend let the room murmur for exactly 5 seconds. Then, he reached into his overcoat and pulled out the original unmarked silver box. He opened it right there in the center of the living room. Inside was a pair of all-access VIP backstage passes to her absolute favorite artist's sold-out acoustic farewell tour. Tickets that were easily reselling online for over $4,000. He dropped them onto the coffee table. "This was exactly what you were getting," he said, his voice terrifyingly calm. "But 40 minutes ago, you decided you couldn't keep your mouth shut about my relationship." He looked around at the completely silent room. "So now, you get the fondue." The group leader's face went chalk white. Her eyes welled up with tears as she looked frantically at the study partner for backup. But the guy was suddenly fascinated by the ice in his glass. My boyfriend grabbed my coat, laced his fingers through mine, and asked if I was ready to go. On the Uber ride home, he leaned his head against the window and laughed. He said he really hoped she liked melted cheese.